So if you're into Pokemon and if you're over 30 years old, this video is probably going to be for you because it's all about the trading cards from over 30 years ago. So I am 31 years old. So back in the early 2000s, I was collecting Pokemon cards, and these were the cards that I collected. I mean the designs, but this one is actually called the Old Back. This is the vintage from 1996 to 1997. This was the design of the back of Pokemon cards here in Japan. And I've been living here for almost 2 years right now. I've been a fan of Pokemon forever, and I decided, oh my god, it's almost the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, so of the game and the cards. So I decided, what if I collect all my childhood cards from the early 2000s, but in Japanese, and specifically the Old Back, which is, they called it Kyura. So I was able to do it. And this video is going to be about just a bit of how I was able to do it, but primarily if you're somebody who's into or is considering collecting all the vintage cards back from 1996 to 1999, I hope that this video helps you out. But a bit of a backstory, I wanted to insert this very last card. This one is actually Dragonite, and the funny thing about this is that I have two Dragonites, because when I set myself out to this journey of collecting all 151 vintage cards of Kanto, because Kanto's like the best generation, it's the one I grew up in, so with no bias, it is the best one. I was able to get all of them in a lot of the stores. So I went to Ikebukuro, Nakano, Akihabara, Shibuya, Shinjuku, those basic places. A lot of them have, decent card shops. And I was able to get, here and there from different places, some cards, some better than others. But I was never able to find the Dragonite. Ironically, you'd think that the Charizard would be the hardest one to find, but it's everywhere. No matter where you go, which store you go to, you're always going to find a Charizard. The only challenge is if you're willing to pay the price, because a lot of them were in the hundred thousands of yen. I don't want to pay 100,000 yen for a single piece of cardboard. Yes, it's still it's cardboard. All of this is cardboard, but it's that cardboard that I attach value to. So it's so easy to find that. The challenge would be to find the holographs and the holo cards. And in the entire 151, there are 43 holos. It was really a challenge to find, like, example, the Ninetales. What's another challenge? The Poliwrath, the Gyarados. That was really hard. But the hardest one was this one, the Dragonite and Dragonair. Dragonair is not even a holo, but I had such a hard time finding it. So thankfully, I was able to find this, but I found it online. I found this card online, and when it got to the house, so we ordered online, my wife and I ordered online. When it got to the house, I was like, oh great, I finally completed the set. But when I looked at it, me being the collector that I am, I didn't want to accept it. I did not want to put it in this binder because I found it online, but I wanted to catch them all or collect them all in person. Like, I wanted to get it from a physical store and not online. So it took me another week or two of going around different places all around Tokyo to just find whatever store has it. So again, I have one, and I was able to finally get another one. Yes, it was more expensive, but it's something that I can be proud of that I actually found. I was actually with a friend, Darren, at that time. We were really happy to find it. He really helped me out. He accompanied me the whole day to look for a card that I was willing to pay for. This one is the final card, and in this video together, let us insert it. And of course, Dragonite is towards the very end. Let me just bring it all the way back. I'm not sure if you definitely can see it. Here we go. Literally the only, can you even see it? The last slot, Kairyu, the Dragonite, finally inside. And now I can finally say that I'm the proud owner of all 151 Kanto Pokemon in the trading card from 1996. Now let's talk about the advice, because this is not just about me showing off, hey, I got the binder. It's about my advice to anyone who might be interested in doing this collection for themselves. First things first, if you're gonna do this in Tokyo, the places to go to, or the place I went to, once again, are Ikebukuro, Akihabara, Nakano, Shibuya, and Shinjuku. And I believe in the edit of this video, I'll be putting a pie chart here right now. So in Ikebukuro, out of the 151 cards, I was able to get 78 of them from Ikebukuro, 54 from Akihabara, 6 from Nakano, 3 from Shibuya, and 10 from Shinjuku. So if my math is correct, if my logging was correct, those are the number of cards that I got from each place. The reason why Ikebukuro has the most amount of cards of successes is because I live very near Ikebukuro. So the moment I started this challenge, if I started with 0 cards, it's so easy to get a lot because like, oh, there it is, there's the common, there's the rare, or there's the uncommon. It was so easy to find because I was starting from 0. So a lot of them came from Ikebukuro. My general advice is that you actually don't need to go to Nakano, Shibuya, or Shinjuku because Akihabara and Ikebukuro are the dork places of Tokyo. So if you can actually complete the set from just going to Akihabara in one day, just going to Ikebukuro in one day. That's not even a joke. It took me like several months to do this, but that's because I'm cheap, or maybe cheap, more like I just don't want to spend a crazy amount of money. Sure, I spent a good amount of money, but I'm not going to spend 150,000 yen or 200,000 yen on a Charizard. Just to share with you, and this might shock a lot of people because it's still a big price. For that one Charizard, I paid 24,800 yen. Is that it? And what I used, so I'll be showing to you right now, what I used to track everything was this. It's an app called Craft, and I love how much you can personalize or customize the chart that you're making. So I use this to track everything. I, of course, noted down if I acquired it already, the price that I got it, the place that I bought it from, and of course, I also put a tab there like to see the best prices I saw. But primarily, I just wanted to track everything I saw. And the Charizard, as you can see right here, was 24,800 from Lamb, which is from Ikebukuro. Here's a picture of me getting it. I looked pretty disheveled that day, but I was really happy to see it because for the quality, actually, you know what? Let me get it out. For the quality, that's not bad. Like honestly, this is pretty. Yeah, sure, it's not mint. It's far from mint. The edges, the corners, there's a lot of, especially here in the back. If you guys can see it. If this camera can focus on it really well. Again, I'm not lying. Here's the price, 24,800. It's pretty good. I would say I don't care so much about the edges so much. Since this is going to be, like, it's primarily for a binder, or in the future, I want it to be as a frame. For my personal preference, I wanted what I care about is that the body, or like the actual frame, well, not the frame, yeah, the face of the card to be okay. It's okay for minimum scratches, but there are some that I saw that were really cheap, but a lot of scratches. I don't want that. I just don't want it to be like a lame copy. I don't need it to be perfect. I just don't want it to be lame. But anyway, as I was trying to say, you can pick, if you want to do this for yourself, you can just pick Ikebukuro. You can find all of them there. Akihabara, you can find all of them there. It's just up to the price. And it's worth, if you're not going to do it in one day, it's actually worth repeating places like every 2 weeks, because since these trading card shops are secondhand, it's so easy it's just the norm that their showcases, their display cases change every 2 weeks, because sometimes people would buy some people would sell some, and their cases change and the prices change. So it's worth going back to the same store that you've been to. As you can see from this chart that I'm showing you, there's a lot of places that are repeating because I've been to them different times just to see if the price was right that day. Now, another thing that I wanted to explain to you, or like give advice, is that when it comes to the hollows, they're not almost always, they're always going to be on the display cases. The commons or the uncommons, that's where you can find them primarily in the bulk areas. And my biggest advice, so something that I don't necessarily regret, but one thing that I would advise is that if you're going to prioritize, well, not prioritize, when it comes to the bulk, when it comes to the commons and uncommons, the average price should be 100 to 200 yen. Never pay for something that's over 500, because there are some stores like for commons, I guess because of the quality, for commons they're pricing it really high, but if it's a common or uncommon, it should be an average 200, sometimes 300 yen. And as you can see again in the chart, there are some of them that I was able to get for 30, for 80, for 100 yen. And these are the stores that don't have the best quality in terms of bulk, but the fact that it's 30 and still decent quality, I still recommend it. So there are some places like Lamb, there's some places like Cherumo, if I'm remembering correctly, that set it for 30 yen, and they have Cherumo, I think that's the best one, because they had like a crap ton of bulk, all for 30 yen. And if, let's say, if there are 43 hollows, there's probably like 80, or it's like 60 to 80 commons. If you were to get them all for 30 yen each, that's gonna make the savings, or like the cost of it is going to be a lot more cost efficient. I would highly recommend never go above 300 when it comes to a common or an uncommon card. Now when it comes to the hollows, excluding some of the big ones, so I'm gonna, obviously the big three, the big first three, so there's the Venusaur, the Charizard, and the Blastoise. Those are the three of the more expensive ones. Two of the other expensive ones would be, a lot of everyone's favorite, would be the Gengar right here, and I got that for 5,000, which is actually the second most expensive. So in terms of pricing, Charizard was expensive, Charizard most expensive, Gengar, Dragonite, because he was 4,000, and then Blastoise and Venusaur were actually roughly the same price. But apart from those, so apart from the big three, Dragonite and Gengar, the average price that you should see for a holo would be around 1,500. I would assume to be the actual average. There are other cards, like example, the Evolutions, they were around 2,000 or 3,000. I think those are the only other expensive holo. So what do you call that? Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, aside from the others that I mentioned, they were the more expensive ones. But all the others like Pinsir, like Scyther, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Chansey, Snorlax, you should be able to find it for around 1,000 to 1,500. Yes, it's going to be lightly played, or like a bit of damage or a bit of scratches here and there, but for me that was perfectly fine. It's just up to you if you want it to be really minty, but that's up to you if you find that the 10x price is going to be worth it for you. But with what I was able to collect, I think it's very much possible to do everything in 1,500 yen for the holos. Now, the biggest thing that a lot of people are probably wondering, before that, this Pikachu is from Scarlet Violet 151. There's like one day when I was collecting, I was with two friends, a different group of friends. In Akihabara, we found this one store that had Scarlet Violet for a decent price of like a booster pack. It was my first time to open a pack in like 20 years. Was it 20 years? Maybe over 20 years of opening a pack. It was really nice. I was struggling to open it because, I didn't know how. And in my very first pack, I was able to get like a full art of Pikachu, which is I'm really, really happy about. And I was like, you know what? That's a big win already. I'm not going to buy another pack. I'm gonna like quit while I'm ahead. But now, the biggest question that a lot of you are probably wondering, how much is this entire binder? And if I were to scroll all the way down here in my chart, you can see that number right there. It's a big number. 123,534 yen for this entire thing. Honestly, that's a stupid number for a bunch of her 151 pieces of cardboard. But I love it. Honestly, this is something that I was like really, really happy to do whenever I had a day off from work here. It was something that I was just so genki or front-footed to try out, or like to just go out and search. Like, it was the fact that it was challenging. I really enjoyed it because, again, if anything's easy, then of course sure, you can have fun with something that's easy, but it's not like the most enjoyable thing ever, right? So the fact that it was a challenge took me like a good number of months. I'm just forgetting like the exact number of weeks or months, but the journey, it's so cheesy, but the journey was really worth, like really the most fun part. Like when I, like right now, as I put that Dragonite, sure, I feel accomplished or whatever, but the fact of just completing this from 0 to 151, the journey was really the most exciting part. Yeah, and this is really good. This is so fun, and of course the fact that you can like share it with friends that of course can appreciate it. It's just a really fun thing to do. So, and what I plan to do with this, of course, right now I'll just keep it as a binder, be satisfied with that. But I would want to make it in a frame, because I've seen some people online, they would have it in frames, displayed in one of their walls at home, and it looks just really fun. So I want to do that down the line. But of course, here in Tokyo, I don't know how to do that, if I'll be making it myself or if I'll be submitting it to a company that's able to frame, but we'll see. And anyway, hopefully this video was able to help you out on how to understand how to do this for yourself. And this, I'm filming this right now, middle of February. It's just next week, or like a few days from now, is going to be the 30th anniversary. So I'm not sure, like, I don't want to talk about investments, because I'm doing this for the fun of it, because of the heart of wanting to fulfill my childhood dream of completing all 151, and now I'm able to do it at 31 years old. It's just really fun to know that all these cards are going to be exactly 30 years old in like a week or so. So maybe with that in mind, might be a good investment for you guys to do for yourself as well. Maybe in another 20 or 30 years, the price of this would appreciate. But we'll see. Again, I'm doing this for the fun. Hopefully you guys do it for the fun as well. But yeah, there was a video about a 31-year-old spending a crap ton of money for Pokemon cards. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.